Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Um, yeah. So if you watched my Dragon Age series, you knew I was doing this. If you didn't, well then welcome to Mass Effect. By far and away my favorite game of all time. The whole series, really. There are some complaints I do have about the first game.
Welcome to Alliance Military Database. Classified information requested.
Um, but I'll cover those as as we get to it.
Secure connection. Secure connection confirmed.
Now, I've already gone through and played a character. This is the game that I'm going to be using because some of the aspects of the game are not unlocked until the second playthrough. So there's certain things you can't do and um, all that until your second time around. So, and I need those aspects. I need those things so I can upload the game to the next version. Right.
Welcome
But
to Alliance Military Database.
dang it. But I will.
Welcome to Alliance Military Database.
I will do a quick run
Classified
through
information requested.
of the
Establishing secure connection.
character customization
Secure connection confirmed.
for anybody who doesn't know how it works. I'm not gonna
Please log
do.
in to access your profile.
I'm not gonna do like I did with Dragon Age, where I went fully in depth. I mean, I'm just gonna show off one group. And since I'm going to be playing as Femshep, because Femshep's voice actor is just, I don't know, I think something happened with the audio equipment. I mean, the guy does a good job of acting, but he always sounds like he's in a room like I'm in. And it sounds like he's in a much bigger room, I think is what it is. And the sound sort of echoes a little bit. So every time he speaks, you kind of get this faint echo, and it kind of throws you off. And I mean, this is not just me saying it. I mean, everybody says the same thing. Like, everybody who's played this game says that the Femshep has just got a better like feel. It feels more like Femshep than, I mean, yeah, like, I don't know, it just feels better. Like, it feels more realistic. Whereas this feels like somebody in a booth acting, you know? And I mean, not to put the guy down, but like I said, I don't think it was him. I think it was their equipment, because I'm pretty sure whatever was the problem, it was like, I think they probably used different mics or something like that. So because I'll be playing as Femshep, I will show off the
Please log in to access your
male
profile.
Shep stuff. Now, you always start off with the default name of John. You can change it to whatever you want, and it will carry over. All this stuff carries over to the to 2 and 3. I won't go too much into 2 and 3 until I get to them, but once I get there,
Data corruption detected.
then we'll talk about stuff on those.
Please reconstruct profile. Confirm pre-service history.
So you start off with 3. Now, the thing is, all 3 of these choices actually do have a different effect on the game. So I believe, let's see, both your parents are Alliance military. So I think it's this one, right? So in this one, you actually can contact your parents. You can talk to your parents. I know you can talk to your mom. I don't know if you get to talk to your dad or not. I usually go with the colonist, where you're born and raised on Mindwar, a small border colony near the Traverse. It was attacked by slavers. Your family was killed. There's a very interesting little mission with this one where you run into someone else from Mendwar, and I'll show that off to you guys when I get to that one. And then of course you have the Earthborn. You were an orphan. Yeah, just. I mean, these all have. I don't know too many people who've done the Earthborn one though. Most people I think do Spacer, and I know for sure I do Colonist, but I don't know too many other people who do Colonist, and I don't know of a lot of people who do Earthborn either. So for the sake of argument, we'll just do this. Now, of course, this, I'm not really certain how big an effect this one actually has on the overall story, but I do know that it does have an effect, especially at the beginning, where you'll hear them talk about, you'll hear it talk, can't speak. You'll hear them talk about it when I start the game. I believe I usually choose War Hero. Yeah. I usually choose War Hero because this, you're over in the overwhelming odds, and you basically held out until reinforcements arrive. This is what is known as the Skillian Blitz. They'll go into more detail about that in the game, especially if you choose it. If you don't choose that option, you have the Sole Survivor, where a mission goes terribly wrong and you're the only one that survives. And then of course Reckless, where no matter what, you just get the job done. So yeah, I usually go with War Hero.
Confirm military specialization.
And as for the specializations, now this is where things get really kind of difficult, because soldiers use the assault rifles, engineers use pistols, the adepts are more biotic, but I believe they use the shotgun more so than anything else, and of course infiltrator, sniper rifle. Sentinel is kind of a combination of engineer and adept, and then Vanguard is a combination of adept and I don't really remember. I don't fully know, but obviously, as you can see down there, they give descriptions down at the bottom, and they also tell you, they use pistols and shotguns. These guys specialize in more so of the tech stuff, light armor. So they're not really like heavy weapons people. They more so rely heavily on their biotics. Sniper rifle, pistols and sniper rifles. Now you see the engineer has a bit of a disadvantage because the engineer is really just the pistol. Now this is important because you won't be able to aim down the sight, so to speak, with any weapon other than the pistol, which means your accuracy with that weapon is terrible. And I'll show you the sniper rifle, right, is like literally the worst. Like, wow. But for this guy, we'll go soldier because I'm not really... Oh, yeah. So, because I've already...
Confirm military. Confirm facial identification.
So that was for the soldier. You get to choose a bonus bonus trait. Now both of these have different effects. So both of these are related to hacking. So hacking terminals and stuff like that. You'll need both of those to get all the stuff in the game, which is why you choose the engineer, because the engineer automatically gets it all. Right? Everybody else has to be given these options.
Confirm facial identification. Confirm military specialization.
So the best way to identify is anybody that shows the Omni tool on the side. Right? Which is that. And that is like the greatest thing ever. It just gets better throughout the games, guys, seriously. Automatically has it. Everybody who doesn't has to be, you have to select one of those abilities.
Military specialization. Confirm
So we'll go with engineer.
facial identification.
Normal appearance, and of course, as with all BioWare stuff, they have the basic face stuff, and then they have slider bars. So, hang on. Excuse me. I don't know, man. I've just been stuffed up. They have the usual slider bar where you can change your overall facial structure, skin tone, complexion, and of course add or remove scars as need be. It's not nearly as in-depth as Dragon Age's was, but you got to remember this is like one of the first games they made. I think Dragon Age Origins came out before this. I don't fully remember, don't quote me on that. So yeah, I mean, you can change a whole bunch of stuff on here, but it's not the full in-depth scale like you had with Dragon Age, where, I mean, anybody who saw my Kunari video, yeah, that was 45 minutes of just doing the character customization screen, you know. I mean, this is about the same. I mean, the sliders obviously don't go nearly as far. They don't really do nearly as much. But, I mean, it's still, I mean, you can still spend 45 minutes to an hour making your character. Oops. You know, I mean, chin size. I mean, chin height, chin depth. You know, and yeah, you can turn their head, which is really cool. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky to get them to look forward again. But, you know, with a little bit of work and practice, you know, you can change all of their mouth stuff. I mean, if you really tried hard enough, you can make a character that looks pretty close to yourself. Again, like I said, I don't really get into all that, making them look like me stuff. Just, no. Especially if it's a bad game. I mean, it just ruins your...
Profile reconstruction complete.
So, this is basically the finalization screen. You accept and you go into the basic story, and they basically just tell you about all this stuff. Now, they will not reference your first name ever in this game, but they will reference your last name. And to tell you the truth, it doesn't matter. So, I'm going to cut back. I'm going to cut, and then when I load, you're actually going to see my FemShep's opening screen and get the dialogue and all that stuff from that. So, I will be back after that.
Well, what about Shepard? She grew up in the colonies.
She knows how tough life can be out there. Her parents were killed when slavers attacked Mindwar.
She proved herself during the Blitz, held off enemy forces on the ground until reinforcements arrived.
She's the only reason Elysium is still standing.
We can't question her courage.
Humanity needs a hero, and Shepard's the best we've got.
I'll make the call.
Take a wild guess what they called it.
The Arcturus Prime relay is in range. Initiating transmission sequence.
Commander?
We are connected. Calculating transit mass and destination. The relay is hot, acquiring approach vector. All stations secure for transit. is green. Approach run has begun. Hitting the relay in 3, 2, 1.
Thrusters, check. Navigation, check. Internal emissions sync engaged. All systems online. Drift, just under 1500K.
1500 is good. Your captain will be pleased.
I hate that guy.
Nihilus gave you a compliment, so you hate him.
You remember to zip up your jumpsuit on the way out of the bathroom? That's good. I just jumped us halfway across the galaxy and hit a target the size of a pinhead, so that's incredible. Besides, Spectres are trouble. I don't like having them on board. Call me paranoid.
You're paranoid. The Council helped fund this project. They have a right to send someone to keep an eye on their investment.
Yeah, that is the official story. Only an idiot believes the official story.
You always expect the worst.
Well, bad feelings are an occupational hazard. We don't go anywhere unless there's a good reason, so what are we doing here?
Joker, status report.
Just cleared the mass relay, Captain. Stealth systems engaged. Everything looks solid.
Good. Find a comm buoy and link us into the network. I want mission reports relayed back to Alliance brass before we reach Eden Prime.
Aye, aye, Captain. Better brace yourself, sir. I think Nihilus is headed your way.
He's already here, Lieutenant. Tell Commander Shepard to meet me in the comm room for a debriefing.
You get that, Commander?
He sounds angry. Something must have gone wrong with the mission.
Captain always sounds like that when he's talking to me.
Can't possibly imagine why.
And of course, Joker. This is not the starting outfit, by the way. I will show you my current loadout. The weapon stuff also stacks, weapons, armor, and all that as well. So everything I get from this point on will be 7 and up. However, there is a set of things that I would like to get my hands on that I do not yet have. But you'll start off with the basic lance. Storm, Kessler, and Avenger. Now, unfortunately, I can't show you the weapons yet. Yeah, I can. So, I can do this with the pistol, right? So you see how the reticle gets a little bit smaller? If I switch to that, I can't... I mean, that's me clicking, right? So just to confirm, right? Pistol. Shotgun. So that basically means I have no training in the shotgun, right? Well, it's the same with the assault rifle. Nothing I do makes that any smaller. Alright, so you guys ready for the sniper rifle? Check this out. Do you see it? So, you see this guy right here? The one that's got the blue circle on him? Watch that blue circle. Keep your eyes on that blue circle. You see that line that's now piercing straight through that blue circle? I did not add that arrow, by the way. That's, you know, the arrow is added by the game. So that's not me doing that. That's where the circle is. So anything in that range, this sniper rifle will hit. So that means I could literally shoot right here and potentially hit him over there. Like, that's how terrible the accuracy is on this thing.
That's crazy. The captain's in charge here. He wouldn't take orders from Spectre.
Not his choice, Doc. Spectres don't answer to anyone. They can do whatever they want. Kill anyone who gets in their way.
You watch too many spy films, Jenkins.
Ah, Jenkins. A doomed name if ever there was one.
Congratulations, Commander. Looks like we had a smooth run. You heading down to see the captain?
Sounds like you don't trust Arturian guest.
Sorry, Commander. Just having a chat with Adams down at engineering. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. But you have to admit, something's odd about this mission. The whole crew feels it.
You think the Alliance brass is holding out on us?
All we're supposed to do is test out the stealth system. Why is Captain Anderson in charge? And then there's Nihilus. Spectres are elite operatives, top covert agents. Why send a Spectre, a Turian Spectre, on a shakedown run? It doesn't add up.
What do you know about the stealth systems?
I just know it masks our location from scans and sensors. Cutting-edge technology. The Normandy's the only ship with this prototype drive. Why are we fully staffed? A skeleton crew would be cheaper. Less chance of security leaks, too. Plus, there's Nihilus. It's pretty obvious the shakedown run is just a cover.
For what?
Damned if I know, Commander. We're out here on false pretenses. I'm not a fan of being left in the dark.
Do you have a problem with the captain?
No, man. But I can't figure out what he's doing here. Captain Anderson is one of the most decorated Special Forces officers in the service. If he melted down all his medals, he could make a life-size statue of himself. You don't send a soldier like that on a do-nothing mission. He's treating the shakedown run too seriously. Something big is going on.
So fortunately for you guys, because there's a lot of talking in this game, I won't be doing a lot of talking.
You don't trust Nihilus.
I don't like Turians in general. It runs in my family. My grandfather fought in the First Contact War. Lost a lot of friends when the Turians hit us.
That was 30 years ago. You can't blame Nihilus for that.
No, I guess not. It still makes me nervous to have a Spectre on board. Especially a Turian. We're an Alliance vessel, human military, but Nihilus doesn't answer to the captain like the rest of us. Spectres operate outside the normal chain of command. And they don't come along just to observe shakedown runs. Nihilus looks like he's expecting some heavy action. I don't like it.
I'll see if I can get some answers when I see him.
Good luck, Commander.
Yeah, so as a as far as scale goes, this is not as big as Dragon Age.
What do you think, Commander? We won't be staying on Eden Prime too long, will we? I'm itching for some real action.
I sincerely hope you're kidding, Corporal. Your real action usually ends with me patching up crew members in the infirmary.
He's a corporal and his name is Jenkins?
You need to calm down, Corporal. A good soldier stays cool even under fire.
Sorry, Commander, but this waiting's killing me. I've never been on a mission like this before, not one with the Spectre on board.
Just treat this like every other assignment you've had and everything will work out.
Easy for you to say. You proved yourself in the Blitz. Everybody knows what you can do. This is my big chance. I need to show the brass what I can do.
You're young, Corporal. You have a long career ahead of you. Don't do something stupid to mess it up.
Don't worry, ma'am. I'm not gonna screw this up.
What can you tell me about Nihilus?
Turians are generally well respected by the other species. Their fleet has more patrols protecting Citadel space than any other. They don't always get on well with us, though. Some people find them too rigid. Others still blame them for the first contact. As for Nihilus, I haven't said more than 2 words to him. He usually only speaks to the captain.
I hope we get a chance to see him in action. I heard Nihilus took down an entire enemy platoon all by himself.
What do you know about the Spectres?
Only what I've heard. Spectre agents work directly for the Citadel Council. They usually work alone or in small groups. Spectres don't have any official power. Basically, they're a shadow organization with a mandate to preserve and protect galactic stability.
Protect it at any cost. Don't forget that part. Spectres operate above the law.
Why don't we have any of our own people in there?
Spectres usually come from the Council races, like the Turians. We've been trying to get a human accepted into their ranks for years now. So far, it hasn't happened.
Hey, Commander, you'd make a good Spectre. You're a war hero, right? Held off an entire enemy fleet during the Blitz single-handed. That's the kind of talent the Spectres are looking for.
This is all just wild speculation. The Spectres aren't interested in recruiting humans, no matter how capable.
How do you control agents with unlimited power?
I suppose the Council could revoke the Spectre status of an agent who got out of hand. At that point, Citadel Security Services would take over.
Those C-Sec grunts wouldn't stand a chance. Spectres were 20 ordinary soldiers. The Spectres police themselves. An agent goes rogue, they send another agent to take him down. That's Spectre justice.
The Corporal's confusing romantic legends with reality, Commander.
You're from Eden Prime, aren't you, Jenkins? What's it like?
It's very peaceful, Commander. They've been real careful with development, so you don't have any city noise or pollution. My parents lived on the outskirts of the colony. At night, I used to climb this big hill and stare across the fields back at the lights from the main settlement. It was gorgeous. But when I got older, I realized it was a little too calm and quiet for me. That's why I joined the Alliance. Even Paradise gets boring after a while.
Any idea why Eden Prime was chosen as our destination?
Not really sure, Commander. Eden Prime's one of our most stable colonies. Good place to take the Normandy for a shakedown run, I guess. No real danger there. There's gotta be something else going on. We've got a Spectre on board. That's why I'm so wound up. I can't wait for the real mission to start.
The captain's waiting for me.
Goodbye, Commander.
So, you gain the Paragon and Renegade points as time progresses. I usually just choose whichever option best fits the situation.
Commander Shepard, I was hoping you'd get here first. It will give us a chance to talk.
What about?
I'm interested in this world we're going to. Eden Prime. I've heard it's quite beautiful.
I've never been there.
But you know of it. It's become something of a symbol for your people, hasn't it? Proof that humanity can not only establish colonies across the galaxy, but also protect them. But how safe is it, really?
Do you know something?
Your people are still newcomers, Shepard. The galaxy can be a very dangerous place. Is the Alliance truly ready for this?
I think it's about time we told the commander what's really going on.
This mission is far more than a simple shakedown run.
I figured there was something you weren't telling us.
We're making a covert pickup of Eden Prime. That's why we needed the stealth systems operational.
There must be a reason you didn't tell me about this, sir?
This comes down from the top, Commander. Information strictly on a need-to-know basis. A research team on Eden Prime unearthed some kind of beacon during an excavation. It was Prothean.
I will state real quick, so you'll notice how some of the facial features don't quite look right. It's because they tried to do this face capture thing and it just didn't work.
I thought the Protheans vanished 50,000 years ago.
Their legacy still remains. The mass relays, the Citadel, our ship drives. It's all based on Prothean technology.
This is big shit. The last time humanity made a discovery like this, it jumped our technology forward 200 years. But Eden Prime doesn't have the facilities to handle something like this. We need to bring the beacon back to the Citadel for proper study.
Obviously, this goes beyond mere human interests, Commander. This discovery could affect every species in Council space.
Are we expecting trouble?
I'm always expecting trouble.
There's more, Shepard. Nihilus isn't just here for the beacon. He's also here to evaluate you.
Guess that explains why I bump into him every time I turn around.
The Alliance has been pushing for this for a long time. Humanity wants a larger role in shaping interstellar policy. We want more say with the Citadel Council. The Spectres represent the Council's power and authority. If they accept a human into their ranks, it shows how far the Alliance has come.
You held off an enemy assault during the Blitz single-handed. You showed not only courage, but also incredible skill. That's why I put your name forward as a candidate for the Spectres.
Why would a Turian want a human in the Spectres?
Not all Turians resent humanity. Some of us see the potential of your species. We see what you have to offer to the rest of the galaxy, and to the Spectres. We are an elite group. It's rare to find an individual with the skills we seek. I don't care that you're human, Shepard. I only care that you can do the job.
I assume this is good for the Alliance.
Earth needs this, Shepard. We're counting on you.
I need to see your skills for myself, Commander. Eden Prime will be the first of several missions together.
You'll be in charge of the ground team. Secure the beacon and get it onto the ship ASAP. Nihilus will accompany you to observe the mission.
What do you know about the Protheans?
Just what they taught us in school. They were a technologically advanced species that ruled the galaxy 50,000 years ago. Then they vanished. Nobody really knows how or why, though I've heard plenty of theories. But everyone agrees galactic civilization wouldn't exist without them.
Their citadel is the very heart of galactic society, and without their mass relays, interstellar travel would be impossible. We all owe the Protheans a great debt.
I'd like to know more about Eden Prime before we touch down.
It's a peaceful farming world, but it represents something much bigger. Eden Prime is one of our oldest and most successful colonies. It proved we were ready to face the challenges of settling new worlds, to forge a place for humanity beyond Earth. It symbolizes humanity's growth and evolution as a spacefaring species. And after this, it will be known as the world where humans made a discovery of galactic importance.
Why is this beacon so important?
All advanced galactic civilization is based on Prothean technology, even yours.
If we hadn't discovered those Prothean ruins buried on Mars, we'd still be stuck on Earth. That was just a small data cache. Who knows what we can learn from this beacon? What if it's a weapons archive? We can't let it fall into the wrong hands.
Like who?
The Attican Traverse isn't the most stable sector of Citadel space. There are plenty of raiders and criminal groups active in the region. They might figure a Prothean beacon is worth the risk of attacking an Alliance ship. Plus, Eden Prime is right on the border of the Terminus systems.
The Attican Traverse is under Citadel protection. If the Terminus systems attack, it's an act of war.
Technically, yes. But some of the species in the Terminus might be willing to start a war over this.
The last thing the Council wants is to get dragged into a major conflict with the Terminus systems. We have to keep this low-key.
Just give the word, Captain.
We should be getting close to Eden.
Captain, we got a problem.
What's wrong, Joker?
Transmission from Eden Prime, sir. You better see this.
Bring it up on screen.
Get down!
We are under attack, taking heavy casualties. I repeat, heavy casualties. We can't get evac. They came out of nowhere. We need...
Everything cuts out after that. No comm traffic at all. Just goes dead. There's nothing.
Reverse and hold at 38.5. Status report.
17 minutes out, Captain. No other Alliance ships in the area.
Take us in, Joker, fast and quiet. This mission just got a lot more complicated.
A small strike team can move quickly without drawing attention. It's our best chance to secure the beacon.
Grab your gear and meet us in the cargo hold. Tell Alenko and Jenkins to suit up, Commander. You're going in.
Engaging stealth systems. Somebody was doing some serious digging here, Captain.
Your team's the muscle in this operation, Commander. Go in heavy and head straight for the dig site.
What about survivors, Captain?
Helping survivors is a secondary objective. The beacon's your top priority.
Approaching drop point 1.
Nihilus, you're coming with us?
I move faster on my own.
Nihilus will scout out ahead. He'll feed you status reports throughout the mission. Otherwise, I want radio silence.
We've got his back, Captain.
The mission's yours now, Shepard. Good luck!
We are approaching drop point 2.
And there you have it. So basically what you see these guys wearing is the starter gear.
This place got hot.
Toggle the helmet off. I would, but so I do have a bit of a problem with the character models. Fortunately, they did change it in the second game, but I mean, they made everybody look anorexic, just about. I mean, very, very thin. Not that I have a problem with it. It just doesn't fit right somehow. And of course, the graphics were good for the time. Have obviously not fared well over the years. Mind you, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
Gas bags. Don't worry, they're harmless.
I mean, it still looks really good. I actually do have, so I will show you guys settings. So I've got everything cranked all the way up, except for the motion blur, because, you know, I don't know who came up with the idea of motion blur, but why is it that the bad ideas always seem to gain the most traction? Head bob, motion blur. So we'll skip that. So basically, here's what my skill tree looks like right now. So this is everything that I did in the last game. I did kind of rush through the first game a little bit, but even rushing through it, I was still able to get a lot of stuff done, but there's no way you can fill everything up in the first playthrough. You're not going to be able to. So it's best just to go ahead and leave it. Now, this will remain, even though I won't get this until later on. So, yeah, this is just going to be here, and then I think it gets updated. I don't fully remember exactly what's going to happen with that, but yeah. Now, the reason I play as the engineer, right? Poor Jenkins. The reason I play as the engineer is because in 3, especially in 3, the engineer is so overpowered that I pretty much don't ever have to fire a shot, and I can just take out wave upon wave of enemies. Which, you know, like I said, I will go into that in more detail in 3. But for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and take care of the first mission on here. I'm not a big fan of some of the animations, and there's a few bugs and glitches that pop up from time to time. But all in all, it's actually a really solid game. Primarily, most of my problems stem from the fact that I have a hard copy, not a digital copy. I will probably get the Steam version at some point in the future, but it is available on Steam. You can get all 3 games for $40, including DLC content and all that, which is actually really cool. Now here's what I don't understand. Six shots and he's dead. Yeah? It's gonna take a damn sight more than that to take out my shields. Like, so I don't understand why he died in 6 shots. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But what else?
Rip right through his shields. We're out of chance.
We'll see that he receives a proper service once the mission is complete. But I need you to stay focused.
Aye, aye, ma'am.
So you can hide behind cover, and it's really just run up to cover and keep hitting forward. There are some issues in that when you're in cover, sometimes it doesn't fully work properly. So like if I'm here, I can't lean out of cover. You actually have to be on the edge in order to lean out, which is not really that big of a complaint, but you know, it does have an effect. And the only time you really sprint like that is when there are enemies around. Oh, and let's not forget you being shot at by your own teammates. That doesn't help either. Also, I'm playing on normal mode. So you get to see him die again. Yeah, and the enemies do get harder on the second playthrough to sort of
Don't worry, they're harmless.
balance out you being a lot stronger. So yeah, I mean, I would like the faster sprint, but I mean, I guess beggars can't really be choosers, but they can. It's just not a wise idea. I'm not a big fan of how linear the game is, even with some of the more open worldish aspects of it. But like I said, it's a lot smaller in scale than something like Dragon Age Inquisition. But I understand a little bit of it too, in that it makes sense from a narrative perspective, because in Dragon Age it's really easy to get sidetracked from the story.
Negative contacts, Commander. Ripped right through his shields. We're out of chance.
We'll see that he receives a proper service once the mission is complete. But I need you to stay focused.
Aye, aye, man.
So, helmet off. Thank you. Yeah, I guess we can have him take his off too. Actually, since we're here, we'll go ahead and upgrade you to... For some reason, he doesn't have the light armor. I mean, he doesn't have the heavy armor. Also, upgrade your biotics. No good Omni tools. Stiletto, torpedo, and the Terminator. Yeah, so now the healing stuff does work across. So if I pressed F right now, which F is for your metagel, and R, which I'm not a big fan of, is for your grenades. So you press R to throw, and then you press it again to detonate.
I've got some burned out buildings here, Shepard. A lot of bodies. I'm gonna check it out. I'll try to catch up with you at the dig site.
Now I'll talk you real quick through some of my other stuff. So actually, I forgot to put that on there too. So of course you have your hot bar up here. And of course I forgot to set mine up. But basically what you have is, so this one right here will overheat their weapons. This one basically takes out their shields. Neuroshock. Oh. It infects people. It does infection damage. That's a shield boost for me. I can hack enemy drones and stuff like that, which I want to really get that as high as possible. Unity allows me to revive my fallen people, my friends. They changed this in later games so that whenever you just use the metagel, it automatically revives anybody who's down. And then Marksman basically gives me a few minutes of super accurate high firing ability. Unfortunately, it does cause some overheating. Which brings us neatly on to the one aspect of this game that I really love that I'm sad to say they changed in the other two games. So, I don't know if it'll have it in the codex. So let's find out. So firstly, I love the codex.
Roughly 1,200 years ago, the Turians were invited to join the Citadel Council to fulfill the role of galactic...
So I'll stop that. But as you can clearly see, somebody decided, you know, let's go ahead and add a voiceover for the codex, for a lot of the codex entries. Now it's not on the secondary entries, but it is on the primary entry. So all the primary codex entries will have the guy reading over the information. Now here's what... Let me see... So I don't know if it's under ships and vehicles, humanity, personal history summary. So basically this is just a summary of my personal history, of my Shepard's personal history. And it's sort of the template that the game uses for all the background stuff, what you've done, where you've been. So I don't remember exactly where it is, but there's an entry in one of these things that talks about
Kinetic barriers, more commonly called shields, provide protection against most mass accelerator weapons. Whether on a starship or a soldier's suit of armor, the basic principle remains the same. Kinetic barriers are repulsive mass effect fields, projected from tiny emitters. These shields safely deflect small objects traveling at rapid velocities. This affords protection from bullets and other dangerous projectiles, but still allows the user to sit down without knocking away their chair. The shielding afforded by kinetic barriers does not protect against extremes of temperature, toxins, or radiation.
Yeah. So I don't exactly remember where it is, but there is an entry in one of those codexes that talks about the guns. A huge complaint for a lot of people is that this game has unlimited ammo. I only agree with the unlimited ammo complaint in situations where it's not properly explained or not properly or not handled properly, I guess is the best way to put it. So, like, for instance, in The Last of Us, for some strange reason, Joel, hanging upside down with a pistol, now has unlimited ammo. Whereas in the entire rest of the game, that pistol is a 6-shot pistol. You know, it's like, okay, that doesn't make a lot of sense. However, in this game, they do go through the effort of explaining why there's unlimited ammo on all these guns and why they just simply overheat. And it actually makes a lot of sense. And basically, it boils down to this. This gun that I'm wielding, along with the other 3 that are on my back, has a block of metal instead of a clip. There is a computer inside, a computer chip inside the gun that will shear off a piece of that metal and basically forge it into a bullet inside of the gun itself to fire. Shoot him. Don't stand there, just shoot them. Oh, yeah. So that's the reason why the guns overheat instead of run out of ammo. Is because basically that block of metal gets so hot that if the chip inside tried to shear off a piece of that block, well then
Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams of the 212. You the one in charge here, ma'am?
It's just going to be shearing off molten metal. So it has to wait for the block to cool down.
Are you wounded, Williams?
A few scrapes and burns. Nothing serious. The others weren't so lucky. Oh, man. We were patrolling the perimeter when the attack hit. We tried to get off a distress call, but they cut off our communications. I've been fighting for my life ever since.
Any idea what kind of enemy we're facing?
I think they're Geth.
The Geth haven't been seen outside the Veil in nearly 200 years. Why are they here now?
They must have come for the beacon. The dig site is close, just over that rise. It might still be there.
We could use your help, Williams.
Aye, aye, ma'am. It's time for payback.
What else do you know about the Geth?
Just what I remember from history class back in school. They're synthetics, non-organic life forms with limited AI programming, created by the Quarians a few centuries ago. They were supposed to be a source of cheap labor, but ended up turning on the Quarians and drove them into exile. Well, after that, they just kind of disappeared behind the Perseus Veil. Nobody's really heard much from them since.
Tell me everything you know about the beacon.
They were doing some digging out here to extend the monorail and expand the colony. A few weeks ago, they unearthed some Prothean ruins, and the beacon. Suddenly, every scientific expert in the colony was interested. That's when they brought us in to secure the site. I don't know much about the beacon itself, but I heard one of the researchers say this could be the biggest scientific discovery of the century.
What happened to the researchers at the dig site?
I don't know. They set up camp near the beacon. The 232 was with them. Maybe their unit fared better than mine.
Describe what happened leading up to the attack.
We were sent out a couple of nights ago from the main colony to secure the area. It seemed like a routine patrol, until the Geth hit us. We never knew they were coming.
Have you seen a Turian Spectre around here?
There aren't any Turians on Eden Prime, none that I've ever met. Not sure I'd be able to tell if one was a Spectre anyway.
If you saw this guy, you'd know. Carries enough firepower to wipe out a whole platoon. Luckily, he's on our side.
Sorry. Like I said, no Turians.
Move out!
Okay. So let's see if that did it. No. Nope. But yeah, it basically goes through the whole process of explaining how it all worked and how everything is set up. And in my opinion, it did an excellent job, enough that, you know, you're like, okay, hey, I can accept that. And then for some reason, I guess enough people complained in the wake of the first game, in the wake of this one, that they decided, well, guess nobody likes unlimited ammo, so let's go ahead and just get rid of it altogether. And they switched over to clips, which I still feel to this day was the dumbest idea ever conceived by the eyes of man or God. So, I'm stalling a little bit because, alright guys, be prepared to meet the person widely acknowledged as the ugliest person in the game. Ashley Williams. I know, right? I don't get it. But apparently a lot of people were complaining that, you know, she was monstrously ugly, and so they changed her appearance in 2 and 3. Although that said, everybody kind of got like an appearance change in 2 and 3, so I mean, it's not exactly that big of a surprise. So, I can actually command these guys like I would in Dragon Age. Now, I'll show you the best way to do this. Aim, hold down spacebar. That'll get you a tighter mark on wherever you want to be. So we'll put him over here. Put her over here. Now the problem is they don't stay there. But I can switch their weaponry, and Ashley really needs to be on the sniper rifle. Oh, I'll show you guys how the hacking thing works. I need to get him out from behind cover. Come on. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just kill this guy and... Okay. Yeah. Looks like no is going to be the answer to that question. So I won't be able to, I can't like hack guys through those shields that they put up. Which I'm kind of glad they got rid of that in later games. But if I hack him, they'll all start attacking him. I can then take them out. And then I'm left with one guy to kill. Now the hacked guys have much less health and lower shields and everything than the normal guys, so they will fall quickly.
This is the dig site. The beacon was right here. It must have been moved.
By who? Our side or the Geth?
Hard to say. Maybe we'll know more after we check out the research camp.
You think anyone got out of here alive?
If they were lucky. Maybe hiding up in the camp. It's just on the top of this ridge, up the ramps.
Change of plan, Shepard. There's a small spaceport up ahead. I want to check it out. I'll wait for you there.
So, you also have a limit on your inventory, as you can see. I'm about to max out. But that is where the Omni Gel comes in. So I currently have 438 Omni Gel, which I'm going to reduce all this stuff to Omni Gel. Now, Omni Gel is used to unlock crates, which I will show you. The crates, doors, anything with a lock on it. If you fail the hacking, oops. So if you fail the hacking the first time, you can't go back and hack it again. You'll have to use Omnigel. It's a system that I gotta say I was sort of sad to see go, but I liked in the second game, in the Shadow Broker DLC, they actually do reference the old system. And that's one of the things I will say I do absolutely love about Mass Effect, is that if they got rid of something for a specific reason, or they just like, if they just got rid of something, like period, they acknowledged that they got rid of it. Like, it's awesome. Yeah, but see, the problem is that's tier 1, and I need something more than that. Because the problem is, my poor Corian ran around with the same armor the entire game. But that's because I didn't take an opportunity when I had it, and I will show you guys said opportunity. But these crates are kind of scattered everywhere. Kind of liberally sprinkled about. So I'm gonna try and do this game.
The camp hard.
It's a good place for an ambush. Keep your guard up.
I'm gonna try and do this in as organic a way as possible. I will be doing all the side quests and stuff like that, but fortunately they're really easy to do. So it's not like,
God, they're still alive.
It's not like Dragon Age where
What did do to them?
you kind of have to go out of your way, a long way, in order to in order to get side quests done. Yeah, it's kind of weird that he wouldn't die. You know, so I mean, all the side quests are kind of nice and neat and confined into tiny little spaces, and it's all kind of fun. Although, you know, we did lose the Mako in later versions of the game, which sucks, but doesn't, you know, but it's not too bad. There we go. Good, finally some Corian armor. And you actually do want to open all these things because it sometimes they'll have Omni Gel or grenades in them. So this is the manual override, and then of course you can just slap Omni Gel on it and do it like that. Now Omni Gel is what the Omni tool uses to do practically everything. The Omni tool is the greatest invention ever. We need an Omni tool. Screw the Pit Boy. We need Omni tools. So that's actually really easy, by the way.
Humans. Thank the Maker. Hurry. Close the door before they come back.
Don't worry. We'll protect you.
Thank you. I think we'll be okay now. It looks like everyone's gone. You're Dr. Warren, the one in charge of the excavation. Do you know what happened to the beacon? It was moved to the spaceport this morning. Manuel and I stayed behind to help pack up the camp. When the attack came, the Marines held them off long enough for us to hide. They gave their lives to save us.
No one is saved. The age of humanity is ended. Soon, only ruin and corpses will remain.
So they don't do a good job of explaining Manuel, right? So obviously, he's undergoing the effects of indoctrination, which of course we won't learn about until later on in the game, but I'm telling you guys now, he's obviously undergoing the effects of indoctrination, but I don't know why.
What else can you tell me about the attack?
It all happened so fast. 1 second we were gathering up our equipment. The next we were hiding in the shed while the Geth swarmed over the camp.
Agents of the destroyers, bringers of darkness, heralds of our extinction.
We could hear the battle outside. Gunfire, screams. I thought it would never end. Then everything went quiet. We just sat there, too afraid to move. Until you came along.
Did you notice a Turian in the area?
I saw him, the Prophet, leader of the enemy. He was here before the attack.
That's impossible. Nihilus was with us in the Normandy before the attack. He could have been here.
I'm sorry. Manuel's still a bit unsettled. We haven't seen your Turian. We've been hiding in here since the attack.
Can you tell me anything about the beacon?
It's some type of data module from a galaxy-wide communications network. Remarkably well preserved. It could be the greatest scientific discovery of our lifetime. Miraculous new technologies, groundbreaking medical advances. Who knows what secrets are locked inside?
We have unearthed the heart of evil, awakened the beast, unleashed the darkness.
Manuel, please. This isn't the time.
What's wrong with your assistant?
Manuel has a brilliant mind, but he's always been a bit unstable. Genius and madness are two sides of the same coin.
Is it madness to see the future? To see the destruction rushing towards us? To understand there is no escape? No hope? No. I am not mad. I'm the only sane one left.
I gave him an extra dose of his meds after the attack.
Williams, take us to the spaceport.
I'm not gonna do
You
it.
can't stop it. Nobody can stop it. Night is falling. The darkness of eternity.
Hush, Manuel. Go lie down. You'll feel better once the medication kicks in.
Check everything. Yeah. So I know they claim that, you know... Oh, and it is true. Genius and madness are actually two sides of the same coin.
Saren. Linus.
This isn't your mission, Saren. What are you doing here?
The Council thought you could use some help on this one.
wasn't expecting to find McGeth here. The situation's bad.
Don't worry. I've got it under control.
So the other thing I can't really stand is the pop-in ships.
What is that? Off in the distance.
It's a ship. Look at the size of it.
So you'll hear a lot of references, people saying that Harbinger is the only one with 5 tentacles. That's not true. Sovereign has 5 as well. All the other ones only have 4 though. But that's because Sovereign and Harbinger are the only 2 that actually speak. Contrary to what anybody else might tell you. Wait for it. Wait for it. And now we face the husks. Oh, come on. Yeah, I said I know they try and pass it off as him being smart, but everything he was talking about was clearly the signs of indoctrination, not mad genius. As a mad genius, I know. Believe me, I know. So I won't do it on this door, but the next decryption thing I run into, I will Omni-gel for you guys. Just to kind of show you exactly what it does.
Everybody stay calm out there. We're coming out, we're not armed.
Is it safe? Are they gone?
You're okay now. Nobody's gonna hurt you.
Those things were crawling all around the shed. They would have found us for sure. We owe you our lives.
I still can't believe it. When we saw that ship, I thought it was all over.
It showed up right before the attack. We knew it was trouble the second I saw it, so we made a break for the sheds.
Tell me everything you remember about the attack.
The 3 of us were working the crops when that ship showed up. We just saw it and ran. I don't know what happened to the rest of the crew.
They were by the garage, over near the spaceport, right where that ship came down. No way they survived.
You don't know that. We survived. If they made it to the garage, they could have had a fighting chance.
Do you know anything about the Prothean beacon they dug up?
We're just farmers. We heard they found something out there, but it never really mattered to us. Not until now.
What else can you tell me about the ship you saw?
I was too busy running to get a clear look at it. I think it landed over near the spaceport.
Tell them about the noise, Cole. That awful noise.
It was emitting some kind of signal as it descended. It sounded like the shriek of the damned. Only it was coming from inside your own head.
It was probably trying to block communications.
Whatever it was, it felt like it was tearing right through my skull. Almost made it impossible to think.
So,
I have to go.
Hey, Cole, we're just a bunch of farmers. These guys are soldiers. Maybe we should give them the stuff.
Jeez, Blake, you've got to learn when to shut up.
You have something to tell me, Cole?
Some guys at the spaceport were running a small smuggling ring. Nothing major. In exchange for a cut of the profits, we let them store packages in our sheds.
You're breaking the law, Cole.
We're not hurting anybody. Hell, most of the time I don't even know what's in the packages. Just thought there might be something we could use. I found a pistol. Figured it would come in handy if those things came back. But we'll probably get more use out of it than we will.
We're risking our lives to save this colony. You sure there's nothing else in here that could help us out?
Yeah, there's one more thing. I was gonna sell it after this was over, but you probably deserve it more than I do.
Who's your contact at the spaceport, Cole? What's his name?
He's not a bad guy. I don't want to get him in trouble. Besides, I'm not a snitch.
He might have something to do with this whole attack, Cole. We need his name. It's important.
Yeah, okay, you're right. His name's Powell. Works the docks at the spaceport, if he's still alive.
I have to go.
Good luck.
So, I do want to point this out real quick. So you see this girl right here? See how she's dressed? All right. I was searching around to see if I could find some graphical update mods, so some EMBs, shaders, stuff like that, and stumbled across one that sort of made all the outfits, quote-unquote, more tasteful. The thing is, it basically just took all the bits where the skin was showing and just shaded them black, is all it really did. The thing is, it occurred to me that what they did was take a game that has practically zero nudity in it and basically make it even less. I don't know how they managed to do it, but they somehow managed to do it.
Something's moving over behind those crates.
Wait,
Damn, Williams.
Don't shoot! I'm one of you! I'm human!
Sneaking up on us like that nearly got you killed.
I'm sorry, I was hiding from those creatures. My name's Powell. I saw what happened to that Turian. The other one shot him.
You're saying Nihilus was murdered by a Turian?
The other one got here first. He was waiting when your friend showed up. He called him Saren. I think they knew each other. Your friend seemed to relax. He let his guard down. And Saren killed him. Shot him right in the back. I'm just lucky he didn't see me behind the crates.
Where'd Saren go after he killed Nihilus?
He jumped on the cargo train and headed over to the other platform. Probably going after the beacon. I knew that beacon was in trouble. Everything's gone to hell since we found it. There's that damn mothership showed up, and the attack. They killed everyone. Everyone. If I had been behind the crates, I'd be dead too.
You're Cole's contact here on the docks for the smuggling raid.
What? But no! I mean, what does it matter now? So I'm a smuggler, who cares? My supervisor's dead, the entire crew's dead. It doesn't matter now, does it?
Anything hidden nearby that we could use against the Geth?
A shipment of grenades came through last week. Nobody notices if a few small pieces go missing for the military orders.
You greedy son of a bitch. We're out here trying to protect your sorry ass, and all you can think about is how you can rip us off?
I never thought you'd actually need those grenades. Who'd want to attack Eden Prime? We're just a bunch of farmers. How was I supposed to know?
Forget about him. He's not worth it.
You're lucky the commander's here, pal. Hand over those grenades.
They're yours. Take them. My smuggling days are over, I swear.
A lot of Marines died here, Powell. Those grenades could have come in handy. If I were you, I'd think of some way to make it up to them.
Yeah, okay. There is something else I was saving. Could be worth a fortune. Experimental technology, top of the line. Take it. I don't need it. I didn't want anyone to get hurt. Really, I'm sorry.
We need to find that beacon before it's too late.
Take the cargo train. That's where the other Turian went. I can't stay here. I need to get away from all this.
Yeah. Oh, man. So the thing is, I'll talk about that more when I get there. It'll be just be easier that way. If I can get there. There we go. Those destroyers are a really big problem because they'll rush you. Fortunately, they're machines, so they line up in a single file. Then march towards you, which makes life so much simpler. Yeah, I said I don't know why they decided to change the... Why they decided to change the weapons in the second game to using clips. I mean, it makes a little bit of sense in the grand scheme of things. I mean, they at least made it work within the Mass Effect universe, but still, I just want to congratulate everybody who complained that the game had unlimited ammo. I want to thank you guys for ruining a perfectly good game. I appreciate it.
Accept the charges. Destroy the entire colony. Leave no evidence that we were here.
So I'm going to end this with the next round of little skipping there. Player things that I can do.
Demolition charges. The Geth must have planted them.
Hurry! We need to find them all and shut them down.
Fortunately, I know where they all are, and they're not really that hard to shut down. And that time frame of 4 minutes is actually well more than what you need. You do actually have plenty of time. To take all these guys down if you so desired. I need to move my hack to a... I'll probably switch it out with number 3. Okay. There we go. Now I can cancel, but all I really have to do is just sit here and not touch anything. Okay. I smell bacon. I mean, it's been less than a minute, and I'm nearly finished. And that's it. So I think the official timer is like 5 minutes. So there you go. 1 minute and 52 seconds. Now, if I remember correctly, there is something over here. Oh, there was a crate or something over here. This is just the other side of where I was at before. I just went that way because that's where all the bombs are at. So this is sprint. This is walk sprint. Or jog, I guess you could say. Which I need to get back into running again. I want a treadmill, not one of those elliptical, not that elliptical nonsense. So nothing down there, it doesn't look like. There might be something down there, hang on. Nope, nothing. Okay. Just want to be thorough. So I'm almost at the stopping point. I will post a warning. You guys might want to shield your eyes a little bit. There are some flashy moments here coming up, so just be advised that you're going to have a lot of images flash at you really, really quickly. In a moment. Once I finish taking down these guys. Okay. So we head over here to the first crate. Gather all that. So I'll show you guys how the Omni Gel thing works because I got so much of it. The Omni Gel also repairs your Mako tank, which I will demonstrate once we actually get access to the Mako. So if you come here, you just hit override with Omni Gel, it just automatically opens it, and then it takes some of your Omni Gel out. And it requires anywhere from 20 to 25 depending on the difficulty of the quote-unquote decryption. So the higher your decryption skill, the easier time you'll have of actually getting into these things. Which actually, I think, yeah, I need to actually raise my decrypting skill up a little bit more. Right, so both decrypting and hacking have sort of the same effect. Now your electronic skill will affect other things as well. That's why I have mine cranked all the way up, because there's some aspects of the game that I need that for. I do wish you guys could see what that says, but that says, there it goes. Pulse rifle, level 7. Ooh. So my main concern as far as the assault rifle goes is the accuracy, because the accuracy is okay, so it couldn't transfer that over. Okay. Ooh. The accuracy is that little circle that you see, so it basically means that I can use. Alright, and I have a second slot too. Shield modulator. No, I need. Yeah, energized weave. That's what I need. So it's that little circle there. So this gun has a smaller circle, which means I can do a little bit more damage. And as you see, obviously, if I move it, gets bigger, but I actually could use this in combat now. Like, I mean, it's not completely terrible anymore. So here we go. Rapid images. Let's get this real quick. So rapid images, so just be advised that yeah, it will happen. Oh. Also, depending on whether you play male or female, determines who walks up to it.
Normandy, the beacon is secure.
This is amazing. Actual working Prothean technology. Unbelievable.
It wasn't doing anything like that when they dug it up.
Something must have activated it.
Roger, Normandy. Standing by.
So if you play as male shepherd, Ashley will walk up to it. If you play as female shepherd, Caden walks up to it. So here we go.
Shepherd!
No, don't touch her. It's too dangerous.
Now this made a little bit of sense that they censored. A little. But only for those people who don't like seeing cleavage. I do, so, you know.
We identified the ship that touched down on Eden Prime. The Normandy, a human alliance vessel. It was under the command of Captain Anderson. They managed to save the colony.
And the beacon.
One of the humans may have used it.
This human must be eliminated.
Doctor? Dr. Chakwas. I think she's waking up.
You had us worried there, Shepard. How are you feeling?
Minor throbbing. Nothing serious. How long was I out?
About 15 hours. Something happened down there with the beacon, I think.
It's my fault. I must have triggered some kind of security field when I approached her. You had to push me out of the way.
So, if you are going to go down the whole flirting route with either Ashley or Caden, right, depending on if you chose male or female, this top option is the way to go. I'm obviously not doing that. Right, so I'll choose the middle option. But if you want to, you can just straight up disappoint them and insult them.
Where's the beacon now? What happened to it?
The beacon exploded. A system overload, maybe. And the blast knocked you cold. Williams and I had to carry you back here to the ship.
What's the damage, Doctor?
Physically, you're fine. But I detected some unusual brain activity. Abnormal beta waves. I also noticed an increase in your rapid eye movement. Signs typically associated with intense dreaming.
I saw... I'm not sure what I saw. Death, destruction... Nothing's really clear.
I better add this to my report. Oh, Captain Anderson.
How's our XO holding up?
Well, all the readings look normal. I'd say the commander's going to be fine.
Glad to hear it. Shepard, I need to speak with you. In private.
Aye, aye, Captain. I'll be in the mess if you need me.
Sounds like that beacon hit you pretty hard, Commander. Are you sure you're okay?
Did we leave Gunnery Chief Williams back on Eden Prime?
I figured we could use a soldier like her. She's been reassigned to the Normandy.
Williams is a good soldier. She deserves it.
Lieutenant Alenko agrees with you. That's why I added her to our crew.
I don't like soldiers dying under my command.
Jenkins wasn't your fault. You did a good job, Shepard.
Intel dropped the ball, sir. We had no idea what we were walking into down there. That's why things went to hell.
The Geth haven't been outside the Veil in 2 centuries, Commander. Nobody could have predicted this.
You said you needed to see me in private, Captain?
I won't lie, Shepard. Things look bad. Nihilus is dead. The beacon was destroyed and Geth are invaded. The Council's going to want answers.
I didn't do anything wrong, Captain. Hopefully the Council can see that.
I'll stand behind you and your report, Shepard. You're a damned hero in my books. That's not why I'm here. It's Saren, that other Turian. Saren's a Spectre, one of the best, a living legend. But if he's working with the Geth, it means he's gone rogue. A rogue Spectre's trouble. Saren's dangerous, and he hates humans.
He didn't come to Eden Prime because he hates humans.
You're right. Saren has allied himself with the Geth. I don't know how. I don't know why. But it had something to do with that beacon. You were there just before that beacon self-destructed. Did you see anything? Any clue that might tell us what Saren was after?
Just before I lost consciousness, I had some kind of vision.
A vision? A vision of what?
So I find it interesting that they added this option, right? You can say a warning, a war, or our death, right? Now, it's only interesting because in later games you do find out that that's what it is it's a warning, right? But it's like, it's a very poorly executed one.
I saw synthetics. Geth, maybe. Slaughtering people. Butchering them.
We need to report this to the council, Shepard.
What are we gonna tell them? I had a bad dream?
We don't know what information is stored in that beacon. Lost Prothean technology, blueprints for some ancient weapon of mass destruction, whatever it is. Sarah took it. But I know Sarah. I know his reputation is politics. He believes humans are a blight on the galaxy. This attack was an act of war. He has the secrets from the beacon. He has an army of Geth at his command, and he won't stop until he's wiped humanity from the face of the galaxy.
I'll find some way to take him down.
It's not that easy. He's a Spectre. He can go anywhere, do almost anything. That's why we need the Council on our side.
We prove Saren's gone rogue and the Council will revoke his Spectre status.
I'll contact the ambassador and see if he can get us an audience with the Council. He'll want to see us as soon as we reach the Citadel. We should be getting close. Head up to the bridge and tell Joker to bring us into dock.
So once we get to the Citadel, that's when I will stop. But while we're here, we might as well.
Glad to see you're okay, Commander. Commander, I'm glad to see you're okay. Losing Jenkins was hard on the crew. I'm glad we didn't lose you too.
Things were pretty rough down there.
Yeah, you never get used to seeing dead civilians. Doesn't seem right somehow. But at least you stopped Saren from wiping out the whole colony.
I need to go see Joker.
Sure thing, Commander.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
See, I can always interrogate her later about all this stuff, so.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
However, there is something I do want to point out. So you have a locker right here. If you access it, you will find various bits and bobs to aid in your journey. The captain's quarters is here. I could speak to him, but there's not really much left to say.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. The crew could use some good news after what happened to Jenkins.
Jenkins was a valuable part of this crew.
Part of me feels guilty over what happened. If Jenkins was still alive, I might not be here.
You're a good soldier, Williams. You belong on the Normandy.
Thanks, Commander. That means a lot for me. I've never met anyone who was awarded the Star of Terra.
Things were pretty rough down there. Are you okay?
I've seen friends die before. It comes with being a Marine. But to see my whole unit wiped out, and you never get used to seeing dead civilians. But things would have been a lot worse if you hadn't shown up.
We couldn't have done it without you, Williams.
Thanks, Commander. I have to admit, I was a little worried about being assigned to the Normandy. It's nice when someone makes you feel welcome.
I think you're gonna fit in here just fine, Williams.
Thanks, Commander.
So the thing is, she's not gay, but I'm telling you, she gives off some seriously hardcore gay vibes. I'm serious. Like, I'll show him. Like, show you when. Like.
Glad you're okay, Commander. Losing Jenkins was hard enough.
Yeah. So this brings us neatly onto one of the biggest things that I love about BioWare. When it comes to doing a reveal, I'm sorry, no one does reveals better than BioWare.
Good timing, Commander. I was just about to bring us into the Citadel. See that taxpayer money at work.
No one. The music, the ambience.
the size of that ship.
The Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size isn't everything.
Why so touchy, Joker?
I'm just saying you need firepower too.
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers in any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy, requesting permission to land.
Stand by for clearance, Normandy. Clearance granted. You may begin your approach. Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
Roger, Alliance Tower. Normandy out.
Normandy, this is Alliance Tower. Please proceed to Dock 422.
This is an outrage! The Council would step in if the Geth attacked a Turian colony?
The Turians don't found colonies on the borders of the Terminus systems, Ambassador.
Humanity was well aware of the risks when you went into the Traverse.
What about Saren? You can't just ignore a rogue Spectre. I demand action!
You don't get to make demands of the Council, Ambassador.
Citadel Security is investigating your charges against Saren. We will discuss the CSEC findings at the hearing, not before.
Captain Anderson, I see you brought half your crew with you.
Just the ground team from Eden Prime, in case you had any questions.
I have the mission reports. I assume they're accurate?
They are. Sounds like you convinced the Council to give us an audience.
They were not happy about it. Saren's their top agent. They don't like him being accused of treason.
I'm not gonna sit on my ass just because the Council doesn't want to do anything. If they won't stop Saren, I will.
Settle down, Commander. You've already done more than enough to jeopardize your candidacy for the Spectres. The mission on Eden Prime was a chance to prove you could get the job done. Instead, Nihilus ended up dead and the beacon was destroyed.
That's Saren's fault, not hers.
Then we better hope the CSEC investigation turns up evidence to support our accusations. Otherwise, the Council might use this as an excuse to keep you out of the Spectres. Come with me, Captain. I want to go over a few things before the hearing. Shepard, you and the others can meet us at the Citadel Tower, top level. I'll make sure you have clearance to get in.
And that's why I hate politicians.
Actually, on that, we can both agree. They did a fantastic job of making Udina a douche. So, I'm going to end this here with this lovely view. Yeah. I mean, it is a beautiful game. Even if it hasn't fared very well over the years, still a beautiful looking game. So guys, that ends the very first video of Mass Effect. Let's go ahead and collect some data here, and then we will call it a day. The Hydra system, huh? So, you can pick up side missions from all over the place and various bits and bobs here and there. I won't be leaving the Citadel for a while, but I'll try and take care of all the Citadel stuff. I'll try and make it no more than 2 videos to get everything crammed in, and then back onto the Normandy where we can explore the rest of space. So that's it, guys. I'm done for the day, and to that I'm gonna say sayonara.